I now call this meeting of the Amateur Detective Club to order. Today's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day trial membership. Just go to audibletrial.com/ADCpod and browse the unmatched selection of audio programs. Download a title free and start listening. It's that easy. Go to audibletrial.com/ADCpod. I'm Tyler Riley, cop and a half.
I'm Tristan Miller, the saucy sleuth.
And I'm Melissa Meli, the spy.
I would love to say two things. One, compare that copy read to my copy read last time. And I'm like, and then also, for those of you who are hesitating on the Audible trial thing, just cancel it after a month. Just, do us a solid. Do the trial. Cancel it after a month and get a free book. It's so, the stakes are so low. If you want an audiobook, just please, it's whatever. Anyway.
It's that easy.
It's that easy.
But I would say, once you do start it, why would you stop?
Yeah.
audibletrial.com/ADCpod. It's just that easy and that good.
It is actually a very good service.
And you
despite
can...
being owned by Amazon. Mm-hmm.
You can download... Good.
I
Don't got our own sponsor on our...
I'm pulling a John Oliver right now.
Great. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Melissa, you were about to say something.
Yeah, I mean, books are good. How about...
Books are good.
How about download Billy Jensen's book, Chase Darkness with Me? I haven't read it yet because I am going to try and find a signed copy in an airport.
That old hunt.
Yeah, but you should download it and listen to it because he's great, and I love him.
Before we move on from that, What? You're going to look for a signed copy in an
Do you not
airport?
know this?
No.
Authors would generally, as they pass through airports, go to the bookstore in the airport, sign a bunch of copies, and put them back.
Yeah, he's also been leaving free Happy Meal coupons in.
Oh, that's
some of
very
his
cute.
books.
But,
It's
what stops me from just going and just signing
Nothing.
That's what I...
Oh, no.
So here's the thing, Tyler. Once you free your mind of constraints of society... Hi, I'm Joe Rogan. And welcome... But it is one of those things. You can do anything. You might get in trouble, but you can do anything you want.
Okay.
Yeah, there's probably not any left in LaGuardia, but I gotta try, right?
What would that be? Impersonation? Or... It wouldn't be defamation. What would it be?
It would...
Forging a signature.
Forgery, for sure.
So that's legally, if they caught you, you'd be in some trouble. But
But if you
I
wanted
made that
to-
mistake once in life. Never again. Signed my dad's signature on a bad mark in 4th grade.
Oh,
Probably got found out with a quickness and was on lockdown for 2 to 3 months.
oh my gosh.
Same thing happened to me,
Solid.
and I was homeschooled. So
Your mom just looked at you disapprovingly.
You will get found out. We as a society are not as smart as we think. Most of the time.
No, not
Yeah,
at all.
don't try and
Don't
forge Billy Jensen's signature. But if you're going to, you should probably also leave Happy Meal coupons because,
Yeah, that way it's
looks
believable.
legit.
Yeah.
Or, it's just less of a disappointment if there's a coupon for
for a Happy
for
Meal in
food,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you see Mark Hamill was debunking autographs from eBay listings a while ago? People were sending him is this you actually? And he's like, no, actually, no, that is not me. That is not my handwriting, nor is that something I remember doing.
Yeah.
And it was very interesting of yeah, because there's a lot of fake autographs around.
Yeah.
So, who has the time?
I know, seriously, just
for
get
that?
a real job.
Yeah. Yeah, I think about that a lot. Donate to our Patreon at patreon.com/ADCpod.
Yes. Oh, hey. We have an Instagram now.
Yes.
Follow us on Instagram. It's the same as our Twitter. At ADCpod. At ADCpod. Please follow us. Please.
You've been doing a great job curating stuff.
Thank you.
Yes, you
It's
have.
brand new though, so we need a little bit of a bump. So bump us up.
Also, shout out to the Yang Gang that has been steadily all of our new Facebook group members are Yang Gang people.
That's
wow.
So shout out to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is all I will say.
We as a podcast cannot officially endorse a candidate.
What I
Nor do I think we would agree on any.
We would not agree.
No. I know for a fact that we wouldn't
will not
actually.
agree. Yeah.
And unfortunately, you can't have 3 running mates. Otherwise, that would solve the problem. So this episode is The Case of the Western Star, which is also based off of short story from Poirot Investigates.
That we have already
reviewed
the short story version. But it's been a minute.
And it's fresh for me.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Do you want us to review all of Poirot Investigates again with you?
I just don't want the listeners to think that I have already been exposed to certain media when I have not.
Okay.
Just to be clear.
Yeah. Authenticity in the age of mechanical.
It's not a dunk on you. It is not a dunk on the former host. I just want people to know that if I get something wrong, I do not have a previous engagement.
Also, I forget everything before we do it again, so it's like it's new. No, I did actually remember this one.
I try to forget. I never will.
So we're in an alleyway when this episode begins.
Okay.
Jap is waiting on Ben Banks? Ben
Buren?
Vanguard. Ben Brax. Ben Brax.
Martin Van Buren.
Yeah.
What did he do?
He's a president.
No, I know. What did he do as president?
He was not as bad as Taft, is, I believe, his claim to fame.
How long was he the
But
president?
no as bad as Cleveland.
Well, so actually talking about the episode. Anyway, they're in the alleyway.
Ben Brax is the man that Jeff is looking for. And by gosh, he got him.
Yeah.
He got him real early on.
Yeah.
So he takes him in for, I forget what reason.
Some sort of jewelry.
Yeah.
Hogwash. I love
Hawking
that.
some fake jewels? Is that what it was?
Or something weird like that. And he's like, you got nothing on me. I'm going to call my lawyer. You got nothing on me. And it turns out he doesn't have anything on him because the commissioner is like, you can't because it doesn't look good. And
Yeah, 'cause
Jeff
he has
is like, ooh.
friends in high places.
Mm-hmm. Like I do with our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Weird pull, but okay.
Is it weird, Melissa? Is it?
No, what a friend we have in Jesus, you know?
I mean, just the context is all right.
So anyway, so that's the cold open, and then
of the episode, not of our podcast.
both.
Yeah, great.
Truly both. And then we go to Poirot and Hastings, yeah?
Yes.
Usually.
No, it is Poirot and Miss Lemon.
Yes, because Poirot is fussy. He's so fussy.
You want to take this?
Yeah, he's fussing about, he's like, everything has to be perfect, everything has to be perfect. He's so nervous.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, great. This is the thing I wanted to talk about.
Oh, okay.
From the last episode,
Yes.
we teased, or whenever you guys heard that one.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Probably. So, he has this little lapel pin that is a very small vase.
Yeah.
And he puts little flowers in it, and it's usually lavender. But in this particular one, when he has a very special guest coming over, it's like a pink orchid or something.
Oh, that's
and it's
lovely.
the most charming thing, and I love that lapel pin. Love a little vase. It's gorgeous, and what a lovely detail. And why don't people do this anymore? Anyway, go on.
Well, first because it's called a vase. Just kidding.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Accusation from Tyler.
Either, neither, neither.
I say either way.
Yeah.
So, he's freaking out because his celebrity is coming. The most famous actress from Belgium.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, there's movies there.
Which
She's
is
so
so
mean.
annoying.
And turns out she can't make it. And he's very disappointed for a moment because he's like been freaking out. And he's like, where's Hastings?
He looks like he's about to cry.
Yes. But then she's like, come meet me at my hotel. And there's some very seductive music that cues. And it's very fun. But in the subtitles, it was like dejected theme,
Yeah.
which was like, the subtitles for this episode specifically are way off. Also, side note, later on in the episode, there's an extended scene where they're both speaking French and no subtitles whatsoever.
Yeah.
Which was a bold move.
Yeah, so, because Hastings was there, and he'd been, like, trying to get some sandwiches, because Hastings is always eating. And...
the Joey
after my own
Tribbiani.
Yeah.
Or the Maxine Shaw.
I don't know her.
Well, you should.
Whomst?
From Living Single, the show that Friends is based off of.
Okay.
He wants to steal a sandwich. Poirot says, no, you can't, because everything has to be perfect for this actress that's coming over. And then when they're going over to the hotel, instead, Poirot picks up the flowers that he's going to give to her, and Hastings picks up a sandwich and puts it in his mouth.
Yes.
It's great.
It's very good.
Good detail. Loved it. They head on over to the hotel, and I love that Poirot just has Hastings come with him everywhere, like his puppy.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, let's go to the hotel. Come on, Hastings. It's like, were you invited? I guess.
By extension, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he does have to drive him,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Much like myself, Poirot does not drive.
Yeah.
Word flex, but okay.
Tristan just cracked a smile? We're gonna call it a smile.
Grin mess, if you will.
Grinimus, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. It paints a picture, a word picture. So we go over to the hotel. She answers the door. She is lovely.
Poirot bows deeply and holds the flowers up.
Yeah.
And Hastings is like
nods at her.
Like, hello.
When she opened the door, though, I got confused because the trim of her blouse made it look like a maid's costume to me in like the first
bit,
couple
yeah.
of frames. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is going to be funny when he realized it's the maid and not... But then it was her.
It was her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very lovely. She has some sort of accent.
Presumably
Belgian.
supposed to be Belgian, which doesn't match Suchet's. I did notice
not
that
at
at all. I noticed that as well.
Well, it
but
could
like,
be a regional thing.
but I will also say is like
How many regions are there in Belgium?
I mean,
3.
A couple, I guess. Yeah.
She's like, I have a problem,
Yes.
and it's that someone's after my diamond.
Yeah, so she has this... Oh, boy. She has this big diamond called the, Eastern Star? Or the Western Star?
Hers
Which
is the
had-
what?
I'm pretty sure she had the Western. Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
she's the Western Star.
she's very worried that it's going to be stolen because she's gotten a threatening letter.
Yeah, it's not for nothing.
3.
3.
Yeah.
Thrice she's been
threatening.
threatened.
3. And...
Bleh. You say Dracula or Dracula?
Dracula.
Or Dracula?
No one says that.
The McElroys do. Thank you very much. Dracula?
Don't they say it
Dracula.
with a wink?
Dracula.
Wink, wink.
Maybe. I don't know. Tyler, weigh in, please.
I don't call him.
I've never considered Dracula as a concept.
Like, I have friends from Transylvania, but, like, I never thought, like, oh, let me ask you about this.
Great. Yeah. Dracula.
But I guess I would say it Dracula, like that, because that is,
Dracula.
like,
It's
pretty
how he says
much
it.
the, yeah.
That's how he says it.
Yeah, you should call people by the names how they
That
say
is
it.
true.
Yeah. Eddie Izzard.
No,
Thank you.
call me by your name.
There it is.
Somebody had to. I hate that movie.
Never seen it. Want to, never seen it. So she has this big diamond and
Very
receives
big diamond. And her very weird husband.
It's the weirdest cat we've ever seen.
Meow.
Yeah? Or nah?
Two
Interesting
thumbs.
space.
Damn.
Because I am not into him.
He looks like someone tried to draw someone and from memory. Does that make sense? It's like I want to draw Alfred Molina from memory.
He reminds me of like a young Count Olaf.
Sure.
From a series of unfortunate events.
He does have that same severe cheekbone situation.
Yeah, and the eyes and the eyebrows.
Very dramatic hair line.
Yeah.
Like he has plenty of hair. It's just quite
It's just in the back
quite
of
a
his head.
widow's peak situation, and it's very floppy.
Très European.
Yeah, and the clothes he wears, like on their own, generally fine, but together is just a.
I loved his dope fits.
Yeah. I was just saying, I loved it.
He had big fur
Especially,
coat.
it happens later, but like
Bad.
he's en route to
Yeah.
he's en route to the last place we see him in that outfit.
Oh yeah, that is a dope fit. Big fur coat, big hat, spats. Oh.
Individually, except for the fur coat. Okay, fur coat, no, thank you. Done. Move on. The shoes, great. He has these black and white dress shoes. Love them. Love them to pieces. He's wearing a mint suit, which could be good, except he puts a like burgundy tie with it, with like some big pattern.
Oh yeah, he's very garish. He's very loud.
Yeah.
But as someone who wears Hawaiian shirts,
No. I respect that. It's just these combinations do not work.
No, I disagree. If you saw the last revival of Hello Dolly, those were pretty much on point as well, and it was like the same kind of thing going on.
I don't know.
well, hello.
Well,
When the parade passes you by, you can say what you will.
that's for all of our musical theater fans. Deep pull from Hello Dolly. Cool. Yeah, I don't like him.
No, he's a
No,
creep.
he's trash.
He's a creepy weirdo.
Yeah, yes. So
So we all agree her husband's canceled.
Yeah.
if we can agree on that phrase for anything, it is her husband.
I'll say aye if you agree. Aye. Great.
So
But before we even meet the husband, I'm sorry to interrupt.
that's okay. I just didn't
We-
exhale. I like inhaled real big.
You did like a
That was like a Terry McMillan exhale.
It was like also like chocolate rain, you know, when he's like leaning away from the mic.
No, because I got all ready to say something, and then I just needed to let that air out. Okay, go on. Please.
That seems metaphorical.
Look, were you going to
Tyler.
talk about the same scene they were in with Mrs. Rolfe?
I don't know. I just got very ready to say something.
When we come back, I want to say something after you say something, and then you can say something eventually.
Okay, great.
This
I'll
is
just
better
take a
than-
break.
Now I feel bad.
I'll let all the men talk.
No,
It's better than over talking.
I know. I'm kidding. Just the way Tristan said it.
I just felt that we were about to move on out of this scene, and I didn't want to get out of this scene without
You're
bringing
absolutely
up.
right.
Mine can wait after Melissa's. Tyler,
Okay.
you have the floor.
Thank you. When asked about who has been delivering these letters, Poirot was like, were these letters mailed? And she's like, no, it was delivered by our first piece of racism in this episode.
Yeah, we got to talk about this.
Ooh, here we go.
I don't even want to say it.
No, don't.
No.
They say just a derogatory
But they say-
term.
derogatory term for an Asian person, because we don't even know if it is even the nationality which they suggest.
If you want to figure it out, I'll give you some hints. It's used also in The Big Lebowski, and it's also used very frequently during the Vietnam War. Mm-hmm. So you can figure it out from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the premise is that there's two big diamonds, the Eastern and Western Star, and they were part of what?
A Chinese set from a statue of a god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're the two eyes.
Yeah,
of
exactly.
Of the statue.
Yeah, the Eastern Star and the Western Star. So we've got the Western Star.
Yes,
with
the titular role, if you will.
Yeah.
We have the whole star in our hands at this moment.
Yes. So great. And that is who we think that the threatening letters have come from.
And then Melissa, you had something to say.
I didn't.
Was that the same thing?
Maybe. Honestly, at this point, if I had something to say, I've forgotten it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No. I'm really not. It's really fine. I was just going to try to find something to move on to the next part of the episode. Seriously, it's okay.
So my thing
important.
was the last name Rolf. Also, have you seen the show Ed, Edd, and Eddy?
Yes.
That's all I can
Oh
think
my
of.
gosh,
And the
yes.
boys.
Yes.
There's a character named Rolf who's from like Kazakhstan or someplace.
Okay.
And he has a very fun accent. And his name is Rolf. And he owns like a bunch of chickens in the cul-de-sac. And he talks like this. And it's very fun. Mm-hmm. That's all.
Rolf is also the name of Liesel's boyfriend in The Sound of Music.
Yes.
Who turns out to be bad dude.
Yes.
A Nazi.
Gotta love them bad boys.
And Nancy. Not the Nazis now.
No, not
are
that
the
kind of bad
Nazis
boy.
the ultimate bad boys? Yes, we're just very bad, you see.
All opposed say nay.
Nay. 9. 9. We like to have fun here. And not focus.
So, they're going to, our actress friend and her weird husband are going to be going to the Yardley Manor. Is that what it's
Yes,
called?
to rent it out for a film.
Yeah. And do they know that they do know that they have the other one?
Yes.
Yes.
They have the Eastern Star.
But before that, they go to the vault and they see the diamond. That's all. And that's where we meet Mr. Rolf. That's all.
I go vault.
Yeah, no, but they talk about... Right. So they talk about the fact that they're going to go there because they are also thinking of shooting a movie there.
Yes. Yep.
Great. So Poirot and Hastings go to talk to the Yardleys and ahead of the visit.
Right.
Yes. Before that,
Something
Mrs.
before
Lardley comes by the office
Oh, right.
to speak to Hastings, and Hastings like, "Oh, you've been receiving the letters too," and she's like, "How did you know?" And he's like, "Deduction." And he has this very nice moment. He's so sweet. God bless.
So Hastings sometimes thinks he can do Poirot's job when Poirot is out doing something.
Mm-hmm.
And so he really tries. And he assumes,
Deducts.
He deducts. He
This
deduces.
is like Porky Pig trying to get you to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Get you to move.
So, yeah, he sits down at Poirot's desk and says, "Oh, you've been receiving these letters too, blah, blah, blah." And she agrees with him. So, they go to the Yardleys' manor and they talk to the dad, her husband.
Papa
He's
Yardley.
Just very much a dad.
Yeah, and he's also so nice with his kids up until he ignores them completely. Because they start fighting, and then he starts talking to Poirot, and they're just fighting in the background.
He's like, "I can't discipline. Where's their mother?"
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, and I'm sorry. I left out something.
Oh, okay.
When we met Mrs. Rolfe, we find out that there's like... The threatening letter pretty much says, like, within 3 days, like, this thing is going to be stolen from you, or like something along those lines. So Poirot suggests that you leave the diamond with Papa Poirot.
Yes. This is the first instance of Poirot referring to himself as Papa Poirot in the series. Now, he does this quite often in the books.
Yes, he does.
BPE. Big Papa Energy coming from Poirot.
I love it when they call me Big
Papa
Poirot. It is my favorite thing about him, and I know you have other feelings about it, Melissa. I think it's so funny and charming and just so strange.
In this context, it actually doesn't feel the grossest. It's very Santa Claus-like.
Yeah, he's also
That's
so
a
much
good way to put
older than most of the people he says it to. And he generally does say it to women, which is a little condescending. But it's also, like, it's so well-intended, I believe.
It is. It's well-intended. Certainly in this instance.
Do you know Barba Papa?
Who, what?
Barba Papa? He's a French cartoon character. Highly recommend looking him up.
No.
He's a little amorphous, like, it's Papa's beard, it's a cotton candy, and he has a wife and kids, and he grows out of the ground. It's so sweet. Highly recommend. Look it up on YouTube.
Okay.
Barba Papa. He loves his kids. He loves his wife. It's like...
I don't know if I know how to spell that.
Just put in Barba Papa how you think, like Barba Eden.
Barba Papa.
Barba Papa.
Because you
you
say it with a lilt that makes me just think that it should be spelled differently.
Didn't she retire from 2020 like eons ago? Bob Walters.
Oh.
Not all my jokes are gonna land.
No, I know who Bubba Walters is. But I got 2020 confused with like the upcoming year.
Fair.
I was like,
that's fair.
Did Barbara Walters retire from 2020? I don't know.
Hindsight.
She is.
Yeah, she's done though. She's retired.
Yes.
Yeah, and struggling from what I hear, which is unfortunate
that is also what I hear.
Yeah.
So we're at the Yardley Mansion. The kids are doing the worst.
Something. Being children.
They're not at all. They're playing with the train set with their father.
Being the worst.
Yeah. They have on their short pants, which is a charming.
Short pants.
Yeah. That's what they call them, right?
Yeah. You wear short pants up until you're out of primary school.
Why did I ever buy him those damn long pants?
Oh, another Herman reference. Look at us today.
Yeah. He says, okay, so we're going to sell the necklace because I've made some poor decisions and I'm just drowning in debt, let's be honest.
Because he's selling the estate and the necklace too.
Yeah. And she's saying, like, listen, I would really rather you did not sell this necklace, but I suppose if you must, you must, and, you know, clearly you have to make the decisions because you're the man. She doesn't say that, it's just the time.
Yeah.
Sucks, but, you know, that's how it worked, and that is the premise of this whole plot point. So, he asks her to go get the necklace, and it's, like, apparently set in a hideous... She's saying,
gaudy,
no, I don't want
terrible.
to, because it's just set in such a terrible necklace. I keep asking him to reset it, but he doesn't. Whatever, it's fine. Yeah. So he's like, oh, come on, just go get it. And she's like, all right, great, I guess I will. Mm-hmm. So she goes and gets it, and they look at it from afar, and she says, wait till you see it in the light.
And then in one of the finest acting moments, the light goes out and she screams and falls to the side.
It's ridiculous.
It's
like, how
truly
did that
the
even
most
happen?
absurd.
It is.
Yeah,
the lights go completely out.
They do.
She falls out of the doorway somehow.
Out of frame, if you will.
Yeah. I could just see, like, the director, like, in the chair, like, oh... Wait till y'all see this.
Yeah.
What we about to do in this scene right here? This scene right here, though? Okay.
Yeah. And...
So the lights come back up, and she's like, oh, this Asian person stole it from me.
Yeah, and they say really racist things. It's bad.
I'm really surprised they didn't just say the C word, to be honest. Like, it was at that level of, like, I'm very surprised. But yeah, it's been stolen, she says. And
the big diamond is gone from the necklace, which, by the way, I didn't think it was that hideous. Like, it's very big, but...
It's just tacky.
Yeah, and I also think that she was...
she was exaggerating so she didn't have to wear it so they didn't have to see the diamond.
Right. So it's gone, though.
My diamonds.
And there is a piece of silk fabric in the doorway.
Yeah.
Allegedly from from the thief's robes or whatever.
Yeah.
I rolled my eyes if you couldn't hear that in my voice.
Yeah.
It's bad. It was real bad. And so...
never mind.
Are you about to go off?
I wanted to, but I'll save it for the end.
Okay.
Save it for the end.
Yeah, all right.
Very good. And then we do something.
They go back to the actress, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to take a break here? Hey everybody, this is Tristan Miller, the Saucy Sleuth, coming at you now in this moment that I'm recording, which is a different moment than when you're listening to it. If you are listening on Patreon, early access on Patreon, thank you so much for listening and supporting us, which is something you can do. You go to patreon.com/adcpod and see our wonderful tiers. You can get early access, bonus episodes, and clips, along with a bunch of other stuff there. We're on the Scavengers Network. You can go to scavengersnetwork.com, check out all their great content there, such as State Your Case, Morgan Needs a Podcast, several others as well, Insanely Haunted, I Don't Know Radio. We are ever expanding, and it's really great seeing. It's wonderful to be a part of the Scavengers Network. Creator-driven, community-focused, treasured content. You can go to the aforementioned Audible link, audibletrial.com, to also support us that way. Also, one of the bonus materials we're going to be doing is a commentary track for, I believe, the Hitchcock version of Murder on the Orient Express. So if you're a Patreon member, you can look forward to that. If you're not, become a Patreon member, and then you can have access to that when we decide to do it, and we have time to do it. The holidays are very busy for us. All right, let's get back to the program. But they go back to the actress, yeah?
Yes.
And they take, he's like, no, they don't. They just go to they go straight to the Jew. No, they go to the actress. He gives bad news, but then Hastings is doing some side quest to follow Mr. Rolfe to where he goes. But they end up being at the same place because they both go to the jeweler's, which here's where some of the interesting portrayals of Jewish people come in. He's clearly in the Jewish quarter of London. A lot of Hasidic Jewish people are seen in this area, and it is deeply inferred that he is a crafty sort of Jewish stereotype, which is not ideal.
Like the Merchant of Venice.
A little bit.
If we can take a pause for the cause real quick, since you have read... I don't know why I pronounced that so weird. Since you have
it seems very accusatory.
And or listened to the short story on which this is based.
Yes.
Do they bring up that they are, in fact, in a Jewish part of...
No.
Okay, so we are in the 1980s when this television show is... Oh, wait.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
So they go and Poirot convinces the jeweler to give him the real diamond, which he has been hoarding because there's been a holdup on, quote unquote, on his end, trying to make the exchange between the two.
Oh, because, okay. So here's the thing. We get from Mrs. Yardley. She confesses. Is that right? Yeah, we need this, right?
Yeah, we need this.
She confesses that she long ago
switched out the diamond because she has threatening letters as well, because she's being blackmailed because she and Mr. Rolfe had a fling.
Oh yeah,
right.
The
only difference,
couple.
Yeah, the only difference was like she knows who her blackmailer is, where Mrs. Rolfe did not.
Yeah, so she gives him the diamond, and so that's why she didn't want to wear the necklace. That's why she's nervous about it getting sold by her husband, because it is fake.
It's made
she
of
has
paste.
had a paste one made. Yes. So the only real one
is with the jeweler.
And yes, we're at the jeweler. I'm sorry, go on.
Poirot threatens him to tell basically Jap that he's been procuring and exchanging, acting as a go-between for an illegal jewel ring.
Yeah.
Essentially, and he goes fine, and then he pulls out of the deal, but he gives Mr. Rolfe the paste diamond, which Poirot has in his possession, and exchanges hands, and then they go to the airport because Mr. Rolfe is heading to South Africa, presumably. No, that doesn't make sense. I was going to say to sell the diamond, but that doesn't make sense. Don't know why he's going to South Africa, but he is. And he's meeting Van Buren there.
And without his wife. So Hastings follows him, and Jap follows Van Braxen. Van Brax, yeah.
And then Poirot goes to the movie stars, like, by the way, your husband is leaving. This scene is in French with no subtitles. Beautifully acted. No idea what the heck they're saying. You know, you can infer.
Yeah.
You can infer, but it's just like even Star Wars gives us subtitles. Except for the holiday special. Don't want to get into it.
I infrared that scene.
Oh. I love a poor man's toe.
I wish you all could see Tyler's face.
I was so proud.
Yeah.
He's so proud.
Yes. But, so there's a confrontation at the aeroport. Aerodome, as they refer to it, which is very fun. There's a big sign out front of this aerodome that says airport, which do we still do that for airports, or do we all just know where the airport is?
No, we just know where the airport is, I think.
They have signs.
For LaGuardia?
Yeah, there's signs, like, when you're driving in, typically.
Sure,
But does it say, like, on the building, it just says airport?
That's
which
it.
I think is beautiful. Like, in case you were
It's
confused.
it's like the sign for the GWB that just says bridge.
Yeah.
These things exist.
Yeah, I know. It was an honest question. It was an honest question. A lot of people think that I'm being snide or doing hot takes when I have an honest question about things. But they get there, they realize that the diamond is paste, and Jap is like, I got you this time. He's like, why? Because I'm carrying my own money, and he's got a paste diamond. See ya, punk. And he leaves. And then Poirot talks to his wife, and then they meet up later at their apartment. And Poirot has done this very sweet thing where he's cooked Hastings a whole meal. And Hastings,
so good.
So good. Mm-hmm. And Hastings is writing in his notebook, and Poirot feels underappreciated.
He's like, put that down. Concentrate on your food.
He's like his mom.
And
Mama Poirot.
And Hastings is like, well, no, I've just been trying to work out this whole time. What is he trying to work at?
Where the second diamond is.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because he's dumb. Dumb as a bag of rocks, God bless him.
There was only the one diamond the entire time.
Yes, and Poirot explains this to him, and he's like, oh. And then they eat and they cheers, and then it's
I ship Poirot and Hastings so hard in a very non-sexual relationship.
Yeah.
I just want them to just cohabitate for the rest of their lives.
Yeah. And they have a very nice it's very cute. They're a very cute pairing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice. And I realized also in that moment, I'm like, there must have been a lot of people who ship that as like a relationship.
But like sometimes you just want to see a good friendship. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, I want it, like, even for, like, I want, like, common law marriage, like, without, like, they just live together, they, like, go on, like, little friendship dates and things like that. Mm-hmm. That's what I want.
Yeah, I mean, that's, fortunately, that's basically the show.
That is true.
They just don't live together.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they did at one point. In the books, at least.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they were roommates, much like a Watson and Sherlock thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess in Poirot Investigates.
Yep.
They live together the whole time.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, we just don't have a Miss Lemon character in Poirot Investigates.
No.
And it is, but like the action happens in their flat rather than their office.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Essentially. Yeah, so what did we think of the episode, guys?
Tyler, the show recognizes Tyler Riley.
Good God. As much as, like, as I've said on the show many a time, I love racism.
Within a historical context.
Yes.
This was, like, I excuse it in the books for that reason.
Sure.
The television show, dear God, why so much? So much time. I could understand, like, a slur or derogatory phrase, like, maybe once from a despicable character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they harp on using derogatory terms towards Asian people so much in this episode.
Not to mention the fact that Mr. Rolfe disguises himself as an Asian person by putting paste around his eyes.
Yeah.
Which is, oh boy.
Oh, it's bad.
At least we didn't see it. Like, at least we did see it. Not like that other episode where we we did see it. But yeah, it seems like Agatha Christie's Poirot also has it out for Asian people, which is, I think, also indicative of the time in which it was set. But it's still, like you are saying, it's the 1980s. Maybe you should be a little bit more sensitive.
Yeah.
Along with the anti-Semitism in this episode as well.
It's
It is the 1980s. We get that the past was the past. There's no, you can touch on it, but the fact that they spent so much time is a problem. And this is your Series 2 finale.
Yeah.
And what just a disappointing way to go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
I did
frame
not
it.
enjoy this episode. As far as a mystery, that's the only reason it gets a mustache from me.
Mm-hmm.
I would say also, if I recall correctly, the short story also refers to Asian people in a very unflattering terms.
It does.
Which I get.
But it's the difference of it was written by... it's still not great, obviously, but it was written in... the 30s as opposed to...
In the 80s when they knew better.
Produced in the 80s. Yeah, you can... Yeah. With the TV show, you can still do the story and frame it differently and have it be less offensive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy, to be honest.
Yeah, 1 is fine.
Yeah, 0.5. I was also bored. That was the thing. Like, above
I don't think it was particularly well accomplished.
It's also very confusing, and then they give this C plot to Jap that I don't care about, and like...
Oh, God, yeah.
Also, I just didn't care about the case, because diamonds are not a boy's best friend.
Well, diamonds are forever.
They are forever.
Like the length of this episode.
Oh, gosh.
It was pretty long, and it was not... Yeah, the fact that it was... I didn't realize it was the finale of this one.
Yeah.
No.
Nor was it particularly, like... I don't know, like, well adapted from my memory.
Not really. It wasn't my favorite short story when we read it initially. I mean, look... No, I don't care about Jules either.
Yep.
It's not interesting.
I'll say it was well acted. They did a good job that way.
Yeah.
I never fault Suchet nor Hugh Fraser nor...
No,
the main cast
is always very solid.
Great.
I mean, I think baseline from here on out, unless we complain about them for some reason, you can just assume.
Mm-hmm. That's positive feeling.
Suchet, Hastings, the actors who do Jap and Miss Lemon are also great, and I forget their names all the time. Pauline Moran? That's her name. Wow.
Nice.
Thank you.
What I will say is what should have been the finale is that one where you get a lot of closure with Jap and Poirot.
Yeah.
That would have been very emotional.
I think that might have been the one I gave a 5 to. I can't remember.
Yeah, and what I'll say is this, and correct me if I'm wrong, British media, doesn't seem to have like a concept of like a big finale in my experience.
I would disagree.
Okay.
Yeah. Based on Doctor Who.
Well, during this time.
Maybe.
But
I don't have more of a
okay.
that much of a context.
I disagree.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it. Don't be racist and don't watch this one. You can just
don't watch this one.
You can just go straight to season 3.
Yep.
Yeah. Where I wonder if we get a new opening. Because I know we get one at some point.
Oh no! Because I even tweeted about this. I love the opening.
So do I. I just I don't know if the music's different or like what happens if it gets like an even jazzier update or whatever. But I know that it does change at a point. I don't know when that point is.
I did want to talk about the music in this episode. It is sexual. There's a lot of like slow jazz renditions of the main theme, and like there's a solo clarinet, and it's very sensual and very strange. It's meant to be like solemn, but since it's the clarinet, it just comes across as like, oh yeah.
Yeah, clarinets are always sexy. Is that right?
That and sex. About most woodwinds, I would say. Brass, not so much. Is a flute sexual?
Like, it's certainly phallic, but is it sexual?
No.
I'd say a clarinet doesn't do it for me. It's like very much like you might as well be playing a recorder.
Hey.
Not at all.
I now call this meeting of the Amateur Detective Club to a close. audibletrial.com. Also go to our Patreon. Goodbye.
Follow us on Instagram. Gavel sound.
Don't be racist.